Okay, in this video we're checking out the new FPV watch from TOPSKY, and you can see here this is very similar to this other FPV watch that I've had for a while now. There's a little diatone sticker over here. This was actually made by Verhoek, but this is a rebranded watch. It's actually made by a number of different companies like Boss Cam, and I think a couple of others. This is very common. You can find this on Amazon for about $30 to $40. It's a pretty decent, I guess, if you want to call it like a decent, like sort of, I wouldn't recommend flying through it, but like, maybe setting up your quad, something like that, just a quick turn on and see your settings on your monitor. It's good for that. I wouldn't actually put it on my wrist. As you can see, I took the bands off. I just kind of have it in my transmitter bag, and I use it as sort of like, maybe as a passenger screen, something that someone could look at what I'm doing, and if I'm flying around, they can check something out. It's got pretty decent reception. I can go fairly far, like 100 meters, and it's got pretty good reception on this one. Even with the antenna inside, it actually comes out, folds out. So I would say this is pretty good. Although everything's kind of manual here, there's no on-screen display. You have to check your bands and channels here on the bottom. It's only 40 channels, and there's no race band in this one. Yeah, I mean, there's not much to talk about this one. It really is, it's pretty decent, and uh, you know, it's useful, but I mean, it's not like I would fly through it. Now, TopSky's came out with this version of this, and I thought at first this was maybe just a rebrand, but you can see it's a little bit different. The port's in a different spot. Screen looks to be about the same size. Um, and it's really hard to see the resolution. It's such a tiny screen, but it's decent. We're looking at the camera from the Mobula 7 here. It's right over here, and you can see the difference in the way the image looks. It's sort of, I'm looking up at the ceiling here. There's a light right there. A little more blown out on the older version here. A little bit more subtle on this one here. It's not as blown out here in the center where the light is, but it gives you an idea the difference here. We can move around the camera a little bit and what the screen quality is like. There's a newbie drone box right there. So pretty similar. I mean, it's not a night and day difference. The other major difference here, of course, is the MMCX connector. It does come with this little linear antenna, but you can pop that out and use a different antenna if you want, one with a SMA connector, for example, or something else. Circular polarized, a lollipop antenna, axis, whatever, you can pop that in there. 90 degree or straight through is fine. Now the screen here does have this little plastic covering on here, so it's why it looks kind of like it's kind of scratched up. It's got, and this one used to have something like that on there before, that's why it's a little more glossy. Just gonna leave it on there just to give it a little protection. It doesn't really mess with the image too much. It just kind of make it look a little bit dull, but that's just the plastic that's on top of it. Now another obviously big difference here is this have an on-screen display that disappears. So you have two buttons here, band and channel. If you long press the band button, that turns the watch on and off. So I'll turn it off and then long press it again. This should turn it on, and you get this little Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, bang good thing. I wish that you could get rid of that, but apparently that's not possible. And then you just press this channel button here that will cycle through the channels. You can see there, if you press it once, it just shows you what it's on. Looks like it's on A7, 5745. If you long press the channel button, it'll go into the scanning mode or searching, and we'll see what we can find here. I think it's on Fat Shark 1, which should be F1, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I believe that this one has 48 channels, including race band, and I think the L band as well. So it's locking into looks like a 750, but I believe this is on Fat Shark 1, which is 5740, so it's pretty close. So let's see if I change the, so that's channel. I'm going to change it. So I'll have to go back to 1. Channel 1. And yeah, Fat Shark. That's F, channel 1. And can't really see the OSD here. Let's put this down like this, and I'll show it better. 5740. I'm going to cover up the lens. Yeah, it's in a yellow color, so it's kind of hard to see. Let's point this at this black box over here. There you go. So now you can see it better. Yeah, Fat Shark, channel 1, 5740. That's, I believe, what this is actually tuned to, and that's what the other watch is also tuned to as well. So those are the major differences. This has an on-screen display. It has pretty similar, like has the auto search function. I don't think this one has an auto search function, and it has a couple extra bands. So and then the linear whip antenna that you can switch out. So it's a sort of like the old watch here, but just a little bit better. The flight time, the battery life on this is a little bit longer than on this one. You can usually have this on for about 20-25 minutes and the battery dies after it charge up again. This one, I've been playing around with it, and it goes a little longer, about 35-40 minutes, not too much longer. But yeah, it's a little bit better battery life. And it might also be because it's a newer battery in here. This is an older battery, so I've had this for more than a year and a half, I think, now. So anyway, so that's pretty much it. So I'm going to probably also use this in the same capacity. I'm going to take the straps off. I'm not going to use this as a watch, although the plastic here is pretty nice. Soft touch plastic all around. Another nice little plastic feel on the watch. Is a little bit nicer than on this, but not really a big deal. It's just something that's going to sit in my transmitter bag, and then yeah, I could use this to observe other flyers and just quickly power it on, tune into their channel, and just use it as something that where I have to actually stick on my goggles, where I have to take my glasses off and put my goggles on. It's a little bit more convenient, and even though it's a little tiny screen, you can still see what's going on if someone's flying around. That's pretty much all it is that's useful about this watch. As I said before, I wouldn't recommend flying through it, but yeah, if you've been looking for something like this, maybe some of the Chinese sites, I don't think they carry them anymore, but I've seen these a lot on Amazon. If you're looking for this, and then I'll put a link in the description as well. And I don't know the current price right now. I know it's been fluctuating, so check the link in the description if you want to know the current price of this one. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.